this way, but
because you got the reverse. Remember that whole reverse thing?
Yeah.
Good luck. Hey.
All right, there we go. We're live.
Howdy, everyone.
We're live, but we're in a remote location that probably is going to have our internet acting a little wonky.
I can see we're really glitchy on there.
Yeah, well, it's better to be glitchy than not be here at all, right?
That's very true.
And speaking of not here at all, there should be another person right there. But, you know, he'll be here soon. He'll be here soon. We tried to plan it out, but we didn't have much.
Hey.
Show. So if you're just checking in, you know, as always, leave us a comment. Let us know where you're checking in from. It's probably going to sound glitchy. It's probably going to sound bad. We know. We're sorry. We thought the internet was going to be better, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh.
What do you do?
What can you do?
What do you do? But we're doing what we can do to make it happen here. Let's see. Super glitchy, Luke says. You know it's going to be. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. It's really weird, actually, that the internet is as bad as it is because we were plugged directly into the modem, which is really awkward.
Yeah.
I hear the door.
Did I lock it?
Yeah, I think you locked it. All right, so we're just going to be super casual tonight. Look who just showed up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Be careful. Yeah, we're live right now, actually, Frank. Yeah, we're live right now.
We're live at the show.
But we're mad glitchy. So come on and jump in. Just right there's fine. Here's a mic for you. Look there. Now all the boys are here.
Here we go.
This
is crazy.
The boys are here.
Oh, I've never seen this side.
And then we can switch it over here, and you got this guy over here all by himself.
Oh, look at how cute.
Look at that. Look at that.
How you doing, everyone?
I kind of feel like we should probably just all get in the same angle shot here. I mean, we could go like.
Yeah, we lose our second.
Well, you can like move over to that, and then back over to here.
We can party.
You know, whatever works. So here's our good. We're checking in with the old cool hands there.
Facebook user.
How's it going?
Oh, this is brutal. The internet. Just see how bad the internet is, and this is super brutal. So we apologize.
Right.
We were hoping to have more internet than we have, but we don't. So, Frank, how was your trip, man?
I mean, it was good. I was fast the whole time, and sound is all staticky and glitchy.
Yeah, we're getting messages from everybody. We know. The hell was that?
And the door just locked.
Oh, that scared the hell out of me. That scared the hell out of me. All right, well, we're just going to see how this goes. Whatever, you know. What do you do? All right, so this is our. What is this like? This is not really a dub show. This is just more of like we're having a good time show, and we have some of our friends on with us, and we're going to see how it goes. You probably hear them better than you hear us because they have probably better internet than we have. We also have a couple of videos that some friends of ours sent in, which now I feel like is probably going to be garbage, but we'll see how that goes. We got a few people viewing. Whoever's viewing, feel free to comment. Frank, how was the drive?
It was long.
Yeah.
It was clubhouse filled.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, it worked out. I enjoyed it. Get to hang out with some different people, and yeah, I actually just opened up a room where I was like, "Hey, I'm driving. Talk to me."
That's so awesome.
That's a cool room.
That's really cool.
That's a good room. All right, let's go. Let's our first guest here, our good Luke. Let's get Luke in here and see what he's got to talk about. Luke Renshin, we're gonna try to add you to this thing and see how it goes. Your mic should be hot.
Oh yes, yep. There we go. Why not, right? How are you guys doing?
Yeah, I mean, this is
all
crazy.
in one room.
Yeah.
Can you hear this guy?
Can you hear me?
His mic doesn't seem like it's on, but I can still hear Frank through your mics.
How about now? Oh.
How about now?
How about now?
There we go.
No, maybe not.
All right. Well, I swear to God, we tested this all out.
And it worked great.
It worked great earlier.
Maybe it's just me.
So you can't hear Frank, or you can?
I can hear Frank, and actually, you guys sound better now. Actually.
Oh, cool. So
Great.
we sound better now, and you can hear Frank. Good. All right. So Luke, what are you up to, man? How's it going?
You know, things are good. Since we first checked in back in what was it, December, give or take. Things are looking excellent. We've removing restrictions here, and I did a graduation last night, and I had 2 weddings on Friday and Saturday. So we're opening up. We're back to work. We booked a couple of corporate events. So finally feeling really good about things. Things are looking good. And I'm excited to doing a lot more collaborating with people. And of course, we all run into a new problem, and the new problem is hiring people, work, and our government is got a bill in place that they're trying to open up and give people unemployment, and 30%. What they're trying to do, 30 hours a week and still give unemployment to people. So they're really trying to find some incentive to get people to work. But things are good. I mean, other than that, I can't complain. Life is finally looking great. And last week or the week before, I was in South Carolina, did a RV trip with the family. So things are looking good. So I'm excited to see progress. I talked to Frank earlier. It looks like Virginia is opening up, and just really great to see people being able to work again. I think that's such a great thing, and people being excited. People on the phone excited to work, excited to be out there, and couples excited to plan for events and corporate events. I mean, that was something I thought was going to be on hold for a while. So
Yeah.
I see you back, David. Let's see how are we doing.
I don't know. We'll see. Does that sound any better? We good? Yes, no, maybe so.
Definitely much better than it was earlier. It was every other word you could hear yourself. So
What
you're
about this
sounding
guy
good
over
so
here?
far. Yeah, there he
Better?
is.
Worse?
Yeah.
I see it's a little glitchy. Not too bad though.
It's a little glitchy, but it's not. You guys, when you first started, it was tough. It was like a new language. So
Yeah. Well,
but no,
we've been studying that actually all the way up here. We were studying a new language, and
Yes.
we thought we'd try that out and see how well it went. And apparently, it wasn't as well as we wanted it to go.
well, you're doing good now, honestly. But before it was challenging, but you guys sound much better now. It sounds like you've got a much more solid connection. So I think you're ready. I think you've got the power there now.
Sweet. That's awesome.
So you
Man,
guys,
what's going on?
No. We're just having fun over here.
I know. It's almost like we've never done a show before over here.
Yeah.
We're like, who's saying what? What are you doing?
Yeah.
that's all right. You guys on the road, you took WBG on the road. That's big,
We did. No, you're right about that. We definitely did. And Frank's over here behind the scenes setting
We're
up
setting
another
up another
camera.
camera.
We're trying to get a third camera set up so we can get like a wide angle shot of everybody. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Let's man, that lock scares me every time that thing locks. There's like an automatic lock on the door right over there, and every time it locks automatically, it makes this real obnoxious noise.
Very obnoxious.
Goodness gracious. All right, why don't we show one of the videos?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we had some of our past guests that were not able to be here in person send in a few videos. So Luke, we're gonna try to share one of those videos and see if that works. So let's see. Let's go with Melanie. All right.
Interviewed live with video online, and you guys made me feel so comfortable, and you were smart and you were funny, and we talked about Clubhouse, which at that time was kind of like everybody's dirty little secret. And I just really enjoyed being with you guys for that time. And Thank you for having me, and I'm glad you're doing what you're doing, and I think it helps a lot of people. So keep it up, and I hope everything goes great for you.
All right.
All right, well, there we go. I don't know. How did that sound on your end?
It took a few moments to get loaded, but got to hear the message, which was good. So
There we go. Yeah, Melanie was a lot of fun. We enjoyed having her on the
Yeah.
show. Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, it was a great conversation. I remember that being a lot of fun and just felt really comfortable, like she said. So it was a
Well,
great
and she
time.
laughed a lot too, which is
Yeah.
always cool. Like it's great to have somebody come on and just laugh a lot and have a
Yeah,
good time on the show,
Absolutely.
without a doubt. We good with that? You got a wide angle lens over there, bro? All right. I mean, as long as you can get all three of us in it,
It's all
man,
good.
just plug it in the back of here and let's see what happens. Oh, gotcha. If we only had a videographer,
yeah,
in
if
the
there was
room,
only
right?
a videographer in the room who knew something about this,
We should
stuff.
probably let you. Do you think you figure that out better than he could?
Maybe.
Or? I don't know.
Yeah.
He looks like he's doing okay. All right, let's. Luke, what you got coming up, man? What do you got coming up in the next couple of months, couple of weeks here? What are you guys working on around there in Rhode Island?
I mean, for us, we're excited to be back at work right now. We have 2 restriction dates. May 7th, which is this Friday, they're pretty much opening everything except for they still have pod dancing in place, but it's really, I don't think it's really much of a thing anymore. But honestly, the key date is May 28th. They're lifting every restriction except for masks. So we're excited, the state's opening up. We're excited to get out there and this, they're doing Folk Fest and Jazz Fest in Newport, which, last year was the first year in I don't know how many years, decades. I don't think they've ever happened to cancel one, if I'm not mistaken. So they are opening it up this year, which is a huge festival. I mean, that's where Bob Dylan went electric, and it's a big festival. I know, of course, they've downsized it a bit, and some of it is going to be more on a like a 5 or 6 day event versus a 2 or 3 day weekend. So and then they're literally transitioned from one festival to the next with 1 day off. So I mean, we've got festivals, we've got parades, we've got I mean, things are really looking great. They've offered us vaccination clinics for our members. So if people want to get vaccinated, our coalition is able to set up a vaccination clinic to get people vaccinated who want to. So like I said, things are just, from months ago when we were talking about things are just looking great. So, I mean, I'm excited. We got trivia nights going on. I'm working on movie nights. It's going to be insane, and then I'm looking forward to what are we looking at? The Boys in September? Is that what we're going to do on the road?
Yeah. September. We're coming up there.
Yes, sir.
So we'll be up in New England doing a little WBG.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. Hopefully, you got much better internet than we're having here in this remote location that we will not identify where we are at right
Although
now.
it does look like I'm looking at the screen and it kind of looks like it's getting a little better.
Yeah,
maybe Frank's camera angle helps.
It's starting to get a little bit better for sure. All right, well, we got some other guests are here with us tonight. So what do you say we bring them on with us to join us? They were actually our last guests on a live show that we did. We skipped the show between that for your birthday.
Yeah.
What'd you do for your birthday? Let's hear about that before we bring them on. What'd you do for your birthday?
We just went down saw some family, went down to Orlando to see my sister, and we just kind of got dinner, and it was a good time for sure. So no, it was a nice low-key chill birthday for sure.
That's nice.
Now, if I remember correctly, Luke and Frank, you guys have the same birthday, don't you?
That's right.
That's
April
awesome.
Fools.
Yeah, you guys are April Fool's babies.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm the only June baby in the bunch. Wait, no, yours is
April.
Oh, April. Yeah, I'm the only June baby in the bunch. Oh, there you go. Well, it is what it is. All right, well, let's bring our other friends who are kind enough to join us in this debauchery that we call a live show that we're trying to do. Frank's camera up there, but we'll see how that goes.
Oh man,
Frank, I don't know why your camera failed. Here we go. Renee and Mark, thank you guys for tolerating us tonight. This has been a crazy night. Renee, how are you? Mark?
Good. Glad to
How
be
terrible
here.
do we sound on y'all's end?
So honored to be part of this technological marvel of a show. We're
It sounds pretty.
It's
It sounds pretty
it's
good.
the
It comes and
creamiest of
goes.
cream. You know what I mean?
You know, it's funny when you have guests
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
it sounds better when than when you are just on by yourself.
Gotcha.
I'll
That's
take that.
true.
We'll take what we can get
Well,
at this point.
because it's running through StreamYard, so we're not sending through you. We're sending to StreamYard. So that's so we're fine. It's just you guys that suck. Come on.
It's the truth. Yeah, it is.
I mean, we
Is
have our
everybody
moments where we don't-
hardwired?
But for the most. Yeah, that's the sad thing is we literally have it hardwired into the to the remote thing here, and or what do they call the thing, the modem or
Yeah.
whatever. And yeah, no dice, no dice.
There you go.
It's everybody
back
in your
on.
neighborhood's watching Netflix right now, so that's
Yeah,
taking
that's probably
all
what it is.
bandwidth.
Well, we can definitely tell they're not watching our show, which we wish they were, but it doesn't appear they're watching our show. Who knows? Oh, look, Nick, you have like a little
Yeah, I
white
see
box
that.
around your head there.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Hold on.
cool.
Yeah, let me go check it out.
All right, let's get back to this angle. Mark, Renee, what have y'all been up to outside of Clubhouse and the norm? What have you guys been up to these last couple of weeks?
Go ahead, Mark.
Oh, no, we have not been on Clubhouse much. Just with been busy, which is great. A lot of new things coming in. Doing a couple of websites for people we met on Clubhouse. We're actually, I don't know if you were in one of our rooms where we were talking to this guy he's the TikTok genius, TikTok guru of the wedding industry. And we're working with him to build a online course to teach wedding pros his secrets, how he booked $50,000 in business during 2020 using TikTok and spending no money. So that's an exciting project for this week. And
That's cool.
that's going to launch here real soon. And it's another love connection made on TikTok. It's kind of hard to work with him.
Clubhouse.
He's in Australia. So I'm sorry, I'm TikTok. I'm Clubhouse. He's in Australia, so we have this little window in the morning and the evening that we can work together in real time. But yeah, we've there's challenges on Clubhouse these days with people. Yeah, the rooms are getting smaller and the rules are getting tougher, but we're still, we do small rooms, but we're still finding clients. So it's been a good experience. And the best thing is we've met you guys there. So
Right?
good things happen from there.
I'm excited about the TikTok course.
That should be cool.
Yeah, I'm really
Yeah,
excited about the TikTok course.
Over the last year, 14 months now, we've all had choices in front of us, every single one of us, what we were going to do with this extra time for some of us. And I'm sure we all found a superpower or maybe something we could do, or maybe we found out there's something we didn't want to do anymore. And so we've pivoted, or, we found a superpower that we're great at creating courses and the whole funnel and writing the script. And we've even written some scripts outside of the wedding industry. So that's what we've spent a lot of time doing, just helping people get their courses together. It's just something we would have never, I don't even think 2 years ago, we understood that whole funnel of, selling your knowledge and having a course. And now we're like immersed in it and serving people in it. So it's been interesting. Did you guys find any superpowers or anything different over this last 13 months?
Clearly not good internet. We definitely did not find that. I think for us, it's been a combination of the show. It's been a combination of us just connecting with each other and realizing that the three of us share a really cool passion when it comes to, and not that we're the only ones, but just the synergy between the three of us when it comes to really wanting to help people from a very direct straight line point, I think you would call it,
Yep.
of just, hey, not every, kind of one of those, not every round peg fits into a square hole kind of a deal, right? And so instead of saying, hey, look what we did and do what we did and you're going to get the same results, I think it's just a matter of wanting to really address each individual person, right?
Yeah, and I think the superpower comes from the group of us together right now. Honestly, just kind of putting our minds together, being committed to the industry, taking it from a different angle. I think that's the superpower that I think we've all formed during this last year.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was just funny. Like 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I sent a text to you guys and I'm like, hey, you know what? We really should meet somewhere and just get away from all the distractions in life. And let's just bang out some work and figure some things out in a couple of days. And like within a week, we had this next couple of days figured out. Nick, did the research and, well, quite honestly, found a shitty Airbnb, but then we found a good one. Although we'll never really know if that one might have had better internet than this one did. It really probably could have had better internet now that we think about it. But nevertheless, I feel safe, at least I feel safe in this one, and that one I didn't feel as safe, but in this one I feel safe. So here we are. So we're going to take the next couple of days to really work together and come up with some cool stuff.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
And you have T-shirts now, so it's like, or at least
We do.
one of you.
Yeah.
And they're right there, and I didn't put
it on, man.
yet.
Go and put it on. We're so casual tonight.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's what we'll do. We can play another one of the videos, and you can change shirts while we do that. There we go. There we go. Nick is still over there trying to figure out that other camera. That's so
I
great.
don't know how it's not set up.
I love it.
I used it all the time.
That's okay. All right. Let's show another video. You guys don't mind, do you? We're going to show another video. We'll see how well this goes. The last one did not go well. I'm going to show Ashley's video. It was really cool. So basically, just for people who are watching or maybe watch a replay of this and wonder, this is the number 42 show, and you can probably tell that by the fact that it says WBG 42. But this is our 42nd show, and we've had some amazing guests on our show. And we kind of sent out email like, hey, we love if you could jump on tonight. Like Mark, Renee, and Luke did, but we also know it's kind of last minute. So even if you could just send us a quick video just about your experience of being on the show with us, we'd appreciate that, just to kind of share that with viewers. So the next one we're going to show is from Ashley Ebert, and I think all of us, especially Clubhousers, know who Ashley Ebert is. And she sent us this really cool video. So we're going to try play that right now. Might take a second to come up, so bear with us. Here we go. Maybe
We're all on the edge of our seats.
Circle of Death, and then video plays. I'm
Podcast. So much fun to hang out with Dave and the guys. But not only just fun and, having camaraderie, which we get to do all the time in Clubhouse and together as we, see all of our educator friends at conferences, like that's fun. But the content that they cover and they talk about, and the educators they bring in, and the passion they have to really move the needle in your business, it's unlike any other podcast. That I've been on, and I've had the good fortune of being on quite a few, and for me, one of the magic pieces of all that is how comfortable the hosts make you feel. It's funny because I actually got pinged all people to me going live and talking with the guys about how great they were and about how comfortable they make you feel. And it was so true. So true. I think that also leads to some really organic, fun conversations. And sometimes you go in different directions when you have a good rapport and you're hanging out and enjoying your time with podcasts. So
Hey, there we go. You got it. You got it.
All right. Well, that's pretty brutal. I don't know. Did that even say anything? Did you guys even get anything out of that video?
Very choppy.
I'll translate
Yeah.
for you.
And you know, Ashley is so articulate. It's such a shame because she has whatever comes out of her mouth is good. Just everybody needs to know that.
I will tell
whatever
you that
she was saying was awesome.
Yeah, I will tell you that when I listened to it initially, and when she sent it to me, it was actually very cool. It was I really appreciated what she said. So you can imagine how disappointing it is for us to be in this position right now of not really having a good quality to share with you guys. But we'll just see how this goes. And I wish you could see what's going on over here right now because it's hilarious. It's super funny.
They're running a cable out to the next door neighbor's internet.
Yeah, they're like going next door and just saying, hey, is there any way we could just chime into y'all's internet here because the internet next door is absolute dog garbage crap. I'm trying to be polite because I know I always get in trouble for cussing on here. Anyways, Luke, tell me something else that's good, man. What's happening?
Something good. I planned a trip. I got a big trip coming up in August.
Well, you just went on a trip too with your family, didn't you?
I did. No, this one I'm going with some of my friends. We're heading to Iceland.
Oh wow! In August?
In August 1st through the 5th. So I literally have a wedding on Saturday. I leave Sunday. I come back Thursday. Wedding on Friday. Double wedding on Saturday. That's at the same venue. So I literally have. I'm gonna have at least it's a direct flight from Boston to Reykjavik. So, I'm gonna take a trip out there. I've never been out there, and one of my good friends just said, "Let's do it." And I'm doing something crazy, especially after this year that we had. Deciding to live, work hard, play hard. I think that's my motto. It's just, be with your family, which we did a nice family trip last week, and just kind of get a chance to explore and again, for me, it's just a matter of my friends, my family, they're important to me in my business. So and then of course you and I, David, you know where we go.
Oh yeah.
We got
that's the only place we ever go together.
Oh my God.
Sorry,
well, not
Frank.
the only place we ever go together, but it's the only, it's the only really cool place to go. Frank's coming with us in September.
Yeah, let's go Mets.
That'll be interesting.
So Luke, isn't there some volcano over there in Iceland right now, or something? Maybe that's why the rates were so good.
Yeah, well, they always have volcanoes going on over there. I'm looking forward to seeing that, and that's between the volcano, the glaciers, and they have I think it's called the Blue Lagoon, and it's literally like a hot springs, and it's a huge one. And so I've heard so many great things. So actually, the guys that are planning the trip, they said what we'll do is we'll go there because they're going to stay an extra day because I got to leave early. We're going to go there, and then I jump on a plane after that. So I'll be nice and relaxed for my flight back to the East Coast. But yeah. Oh, there we go. The volcano out there, I heard, is pretty crazy. I saw some drone footage of someone that put something up about a week ago. Is insane. So I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get that close to it, but certainly, that will be an experience I've never seen. So I think it's, one thing I took away from this past year is, don't take life for granted. Make sure you go out and appreciate things and appreciate your family. We lost one of our friends last year to COVID. One of our DJ friends who was also a guest on the show. He was like family to us, and I lost a relative as well. So I think it's a matter of get out there and enjoy life, and at the same time find things, take risks, go out there, and your passion, I think, is the most important thing for it. And if you got the passion for it, we didn't let COVID stop us. We kept moving forward. I wish I met some great people with Clubhouse. I think that was, phenomenal. I wish it came out in March, or it was available to us in March. I know it was out prior to, but I wish, we had that platform to use back in March. And, but again, I feel like there's, I've grown some great relationships with a lot of different people, and I'm just excited, finally, I've been positive as much as we can, but now I really feel like, I'm excited. There's so much happening. So I feel like in a good place, and I hope, everyone else is feeling that. And, and I'm watching everyone's progress, and it just, it's a good feeling to see people happy and excited. And, again, like Renee, you said earlier, I think it's just a matter of, putting your energy into something that you love and learning new things. And it's just, like I said, it's going to be a great year. We're going to move past this, and we're going to learn a lot, and, we're going to be better people and better, businesses and just all beyond, we'll take away this. And though it was, challenging for a lot of us, including ourselves, I think we've taken it in a positive spin and made something good out of it.
Well, let me take a moment before, I know Mark and I have to go, and I'm going to interview the boys. So wait, there we go. It's my microphone.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to interview you guys. Speaking to the microphone, and
Love
each
it.
of you guys tell us what you want to see happen going forward. You all came here, but tell us what you bring to it. And I'm sure there's going to be great things come out of this powwow that you guys are having together here. But what are each of you guys bringing singularly right now that you can tell us that you want big to happen?
More creativity and more growth and more community. I think a lot more community for me, for sure.
Well, I kind of almost have to agree with that. I would say community is important. We all know that everybody wants to be a part of a tribe. Everybody wants to be part of something that they feel accepts them and supports them and believes in them. And I think sometimes in an industry that we work in, where a lot of times people are scraping and clawing and trying to figure it out, and sometimes let egos get in the way and things like that, we forget about the humanity side of each other. So I think that's why me and Nick click so well, is because we both are so big on community and so big on if that's not in place, then it seems like everything else just kind of doesn't
for sure
connect properly.
100%.
Yeah. I think, well, first of all, right, that was Nick's answer was the ultimate answer. So, I definitely agree with community, but I think the big thing that I'd like to see moving forward is a group of individuals that are here to help each other and help others selflessly, right? And I think that's the big key. I think too many people help with the intention of getting something in return for themselves, right? And that's not really helping somebody. Yeah. And so I want to be able to see this progress to where we're helping people honestly and selflessly.
That was a great answer.
Wow.
But no, you guys, I came out of the DJ world. It's been a really, really long time since then. But you know how it is. It's like you're the star for 4 hours, and then you're like, David, who? when you're done.
Yeah.
And then we go back to our worlds, and it is nice to have, and that's not just DJs, but that's everybody. You are the rock star of the day as long as that wedding's going on. And once it's over, you're like, all right, let's move on. Everybody goes home, and you're just moving on. And so it is nice to have that community. And even though we had networking events, but it was really always just networking events within our own geographic area. But the people that I met from so many different places, and not just around the US, but around the world, and business relationships. Like, we're doing this funnel for this guy in Australia now. Like, I would never have had that connection without a platform like Clubhouse. And I think it is it is invigorating for us. It's therapeutic for us. And there's a little bit of BS involved these days, but no, it is. It's been a nice thing, not only in 2020/2021, but just something in general that I hope that it flourishes into a larger community of wedding pros, because we're really in a lonely industry, and we to associate with people that get it is a good thing.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing that you just said there.
Go ahead, Renee. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's like a delay, I think, between me and you guys. I'm always over talking you. When you'd go to these networking meetings pre-COVID, you didn't really go into the depth of your life. And there's something that COVID has brought out, that community that you guys know that is missing. And having that, and we've learned some of these skills on Clubhouse. Those of us that are on Clubhouse, we've learned to go deep quickly and forge these relationships and be willing to be vulnerable and open up. And so as that community grows, as you create a community, if we can all take that skill set that we now have acquired, some maybe had coming into COVID already had that, but I think for the rest of us, it is lonely. We go and do something, if our family is not working in this industry with us, they don't know what we just dealt with. We left the house at 10 a.m. We come back at 12 midnight, and then we need the whole next day for our legs to recuperate and take some ibuprofen and come down off of this high. And nobody understands that if you're not in the industry. It's its own unique world. And having the community where you can just be real and share the complaints, share the problems, and know you're not alone. I think that's one of the best gifts you can give the industry.
I agree 100%.
Awesome.
What I mean? I agree 100%. And I think, to Mark's point, I think if anything has come out of like the community on Clubhouse, it's the thinking about the fact that none of us knew each other existed necessarily prior to it,
Yeah.
and there is this huge group of people, like there's that layer of people that from Wedding MBA or some of the other high level presentations and conferences and things like that.
Yeah.
But then there's this whole other ecosystem of people that love this industry as much and want to support and build this industry up as much. And for whatever reason, maybe they just haven't made it to that main stage yet, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But Clubhouse has been a vehicle and a platform to provide an opportunity to really get to know some of those people, and the collaborations that can come out of it moving forward can really be awesome, I think.
Yeah, that was a great point.
Yeah, I'm also kind of interested to see how some of these other audio platforms are going to start to pan out now. Because I went on, I was scrolling my Twitter feed last night.
Spaces.
Yeah. And I saw Dane Cook talking to people.
Oh, yeah.
So I hopped on and listened to the comedian Dane Cook. And then you see LinkedIn's coming out with one. And, you're going to have all these competing things. And LinkedIn kind of already has that business professional built in.
Right, yeah.
So it's kind of interesting to see like how that progression from, Clubhouse, which is open to all, right? Twitter, which already has their followings kind of given, right? And then onto LinkedIn, which is going to be that business platform. LinkedIn could capitalize on the education aspect real easily. And then you see that leave a Clubhouse. Well, then what's left? Right. So it's kind of interesting to see where that all progresses.
Well, even with Mark saying earlier about how the rooms are getting smaller, it seems like the rooms are starting to get smaller, and I think part of that is because more opportunity for overlap of shows and things like that are happening, or I call them shows, but rooms, like overlapping each other. And I don't know. There's probably maybe other reasons for that, but Mark, just curious, what are your thoughts on reasons for rooms getting smaller, and also people getting busy again is probably a factor
For sure.
Well, yeah, I think that you had, you've got these clubs that have, thousands of members theoretically, and then they have rooms that have 30 or 40 people. I think that, a lot of people jumped in and everybody was, the FOMO, and then let's go see what this is and let's join a bunch of clubs. And I think some people loved it. Some people didn't care. And so I think a lot of people tried it out and then left. I think that, to your point, that, once people start getting busy again, that they're not going to be able to spend as much time. I mean, certainly the Saturday morning rooms on Clubhouse for wedding pros are going to go away at some point when people are getting ready for weddings. And I think that, it should be very interesting when you get weddings coming back, when you get the washout, now we'll get an artificial boost when the Android people come in, but then, it'll still settle down again. Now you're going to have the dilution with the other platforms. And it's, it could be that there's so much dilution that it kills the whole concept. But I think that ultimately, and this has way predates Clubhouse, is that your ears and eyeballs are going to follow the good content wherever that is. And it may or may not be on Clubhouse forever, but the content will always go. There is always going to be a need or a desire of people to ingest content, and so the platform is just that. I mean, I think we joked about this on when we were on your show a couple of weeks ago. It's like I'm usually the only person in the room that has a MySpace account and a TikTok and Clubhouse account. And I've seen every platform over the years come and go, and very few of them stuck around, but they all had their heyday and they all did their, you guys remember going and like checking in on Foursquare everywhere that you went. To become the mayor of whatever you were the mayor of.
Yeah, it's the mayor of Whateverville.
These things have a shelf life, and we'll see what, it should be interesting to see, when Facebook gets a hold of this, when LinkedIn gets a hold of this, how it will play out, where people will go. I think people will always follow content. I think the key to anybody that is trying to build a tribe on any platform is to take that tribe off platform to your own place where you can reach out, where you can connect with them, platform agnostic. So when the platform changes, you have a way to connect and stay in touch with your tribe.
Well, that's powerful right there, because I think that's a big purpose and reason for us getting together, is because we want to be able to do that with the people who have kind of raised their hand and said, hey, we're interested in what y'all are doing. We believe in what you all are doing. And we may not, I don't know if people subscribe to everything we say, but at least enough to continue to keep paying attention to us and continue to keep coming back. So, we want to be able to deliver to those individuals. And also we want to be able to know what the people that give of their time, because I always say this, I've said it a million times in Clubhouse, and I'll forever say it, that time is such a valuable commodity. And for somebody to be willing to give their time to you, there is a inherent responsibility with that.
Oh yeah.
And it's more important to me to make sure that nobody ever walks away from an interaction with me and says, well, that was a waste of time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think those are some things we want to work on.
Okay, we were saying that in the first 5 minutes of the show tonight.
We were saying it about ourselves. Trust us. Well, technically about our internet, not necessarily about ourselves, but we were saying it about our internet. Renee, are those all the interview questions you have for us, or was that was?
Oh,
Or do
I
you have
could,
more?
I could keep going.
I think it's kind of interesting to be on that side of
Yeah,
it
it's wild.
instead of us asking the questions of people all the time. I love it.
Oh yeah.
But
I
their
love it.
microphones are so sexier than yours. I don't know. That's
You don't like
Well,
this?
no, she has a cool mic there. I mean,
Yeah.
it probably is a lot more durable than ours are.
Multifunctional.
Ah, well played, sir. Well played, sir.
oh, come on, Renee. We know you have your Yeti right there to the side. So you
It
could
is. It's right here.
probably-
It's right here. I'm not using it. Where is it? Here it is. Where is it?
There we
Oh, it's
go.
not coming. I'm trying to get it into view. There it is.
It's almost there.
There.
There it is. We
Ah.
saw it. There it is.
I'm not using it tonight.
Gotcha.
I carry a Yeti with me everywhere I go.
Do you?
They're
Yep.
great. They're great little microphones for sure.
That's what we used when we first
That was
started.
the start, yeah.
Man, if
Crazy.
y'all go back and look at some of the, first
shows,
episodes
my
that we did,
goodness. Yeah.
holy crap, those were funny. Those were funny.
Yeah.
Actually, this one is probably worse than them though.
Probably. That's ironic.
Thanks to
But-
the internet.
Yeah, thanks to the internet. This quality
No,
is
but
probably
this
worse.
Is fun though. I mean, I'm really glad that we can all be together and talk and be like this conversational
Yeah.
space is really, really awesome. I think
Yeah.
it's cool, a little bit more laid back, but you know, we have really good stuff coming, so I'm excited for it.
Well,
I
we
will
had
leave
some
you
other
with another
videos.
question.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, what, for those of us who don't know from the inception, because we only became part of your world, in the last few months, what was the original reason? What were you lacking each individually that you saw that wedding business growth could do and fulfill in yourselves, and what you wanted it to fulfill for others? So what were you missing? And then what did you want it to do for others?
I was missing the sense of community for sure. And what I wanted it for others was to help them feel attached to something, to feel like they have, a community of people to help them and inspire them and educate them. And I think I think that's it for me for sure.
Frank, you want to go?
Yeah. Well, my story is a little different. I jumped in thanks to Clubhouse, and then I watched an episode. And as soon as that episode was over, I messaged David and Nick and said, "Hey, I have to talk to you all about something, because what you're doing here aligns with this idea that's been brewing in the back of my mind for a while now." And so we hopped on a Zoom call on a Friday night, I think, and here I am in
Here
South
he is.
Carolina.
Well, what else-
You gave it away. You gave it away. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, but what
It
I
doesn't
will
matter.
say is that Frank's energy was like, dude, it aligned with everything that we wanted to do. And it was like everything that you had and your desire to help people with your knowledge and what you brought to the table. We couldn't say no.
Yeah.
So, and that's what this is all about. People helping other people.
Right. Well, and I think to answer the question for Renee, like for me, I get more energy and excitement out of this guy's successes at this point in my career, because I feel like, this industry has been so good to me for 20 plus years, and I've been able to do so many cool things and meet so many great people. And to be able to see, like, when I get emotional, literally teared up in the eyes sometimes when I get a text message from this dude, like, hey, this happened or that happened or whatever. And I know that I played a little part in helping make that happen.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
And so now it's like, why can't we keep duplicating that process? Why can't we keep doing that for other people that are either new, like literally when Nick came to me, he liked videoing, but was scared shitless of doing it as an actual business.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, you can do this. You have the talent. You just need to learn the business side
and the
of things.
direction. I feel like I didn't really have a lot of direction. And I think that was like, I didn't even realize I could make a career doing what I was doing at the time. And then you came and then you were like, yeah, no, like this is what you got to do. And it's been amazing. Yeah, for sure.
So now we're just at the part where we just want to keep duplicating that process for other people
and help other people. Like, so David said that someone had helped him, right? When you were first getting started, and then so he's helped me. And now I feel eventually it'll be my responsibility to continue to pass that down, because ultimately that's all this is just passing down knowledge and helping others, right? So
I think that's one thing Mark and I would like to see in the industry is that duplication of yourself or training someone else. Yes, that's a given. We all know that that's wonderful. But there are going to be some people that are gifted at doing something, but not meant to run a business. And we would like to see the freedom out there where, and maybe that could be something that is already on your idea of your journey, or something that somebody could be bold out there and say, you know what? Sometimes it's okay to be great at what you do, but be a great number 2 in a company. And that great number 2, every company needs a great number 2. And the problem right now is there's a bunch of companies out there that are struggling with a great number 1 who also has to be not only great at what they do, baking cakes, but they have to be great at marketing. They have to be great at this. They have to be great at that. And so it'd be great if 2 great number 1s could come together and say, you know what? I don't mind being the person that keeps things running. And that's not really meaning that they're both not out there, but there's, just because you made cakes really good, guess what? You could be a great business person and make great cakes. But in this relationship, you're going to choose to do running the business. And now you guys, the synergism can make this company do so much more together than they both did individually. And I think that needs to happen for some people, because marketing and business has gotten harder than ever before. There are so many moving pieces, and that's what we find in clients coming to us. They're struggling and there's just not enough time. And it'd be great to just connect 2 great number 1s or 3 great number 1s, some merging of minds. You guys are kind of, exampling that, not in the merger of a businesses per se. You all have your own businesses, but you're coming together and working together and finding out. Mark and I, 2 separate businesses, coming together and finding out which one does better at this and that. And we work together quite well. I never thought it was possible, but everybody might have another person out there that they can find, and maybe these communities can help these people do these relationships.
Well, I've been such a fan of that thought process for such a long time. Like I've always tried to tell people, like, early on in your career, it's okay to work for another company. Like, it's okay to learn from other people. You can still, what does it matter if you start your business now, or you learn from somebody how to build a solid foundation, and you start your business 3 years from now or 2 years from now, and you have such a better chance of survival than starting now because you think you're great at a talent, but you haven't done anything to learn how to sustain your business to be able to provide that talent. And then you fizzle out in the next 2 or 3 years. I mean, we all see it in every part of our industry. And I think that we have to continue to keep letting people know that it's okay. Like you said, it's okay to be sort of like a number 2. You don't have to be boss man or woman, hashtag CEO, hashtag running my own business. You can still be successful without being those things.
I know Gary Vee talked a lot about that. Gary Vaynerchuk, years ago, he really was on like a circuit preaching that to people. I don't really remember a lot of what he said, but I was glad he was out there saying it and saying, you know what? And he would name like big corporations. He'd say something like, at Microsoft, to be number 10 is a great position to have. Be number 10 at Microsoft. Don't worry about it.
Probably making millions of dollars at number 10 in that scenario.
Yeah. But you can be, people always say, I want to be my own boss. They go into business because they want to be their own boss. And I say to that, nay, that's not how this works. When you own your own business, you are now everybody's your boss.
Yep.
The person that the bride and groom tell you what time you're showing up. If you're a florist and you're told what time you're cleaning your flowers by when the truck comes in and delivers the fresh flowers from your supplier, that's when they're bossing you around. It's really like you've become boss to everyone. And so that can't be your motivation for starting a company. It has to be much bigger than that. Your why can't be because I don't want to answer to the man.
Well, and
Right.
we all see it. The skill set of being a good florist and the skill set of owning a floral company are two different things. The skill set of being a good DJ and running a large DJ company, two different things. Like, I DJ'd for 17 years. I don't think I was all that great, but I ran a heck of a company and we did 1,000 events a year. That was my skill set. And so and then that's what you see. There is no shame in saying, you know what, I want to do what I do best. And I'm either going to work for somebody or I'm going to bring in a partner and let them do what they do best. That's the key to success. Doing it all by yourself there is, particularly in the creative fields, two completely different sides of your brain. Running a business and being creative don't often happen in the same person. And the sooner you figure that out, the better poised for growth you can be.
And if we can be okay with understanding that working for somebody else doesn't make you inferior,
Yeah.
it doesn't make you any less than because you're working for a business who doesn't have your name on the ownership of it. It doesn't mean you're any less different or worse than. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are really, like Mark said, there are completely different mindsets between owning a company and working for a company. Neither one of them is better than the other. They're just different from each other. And it's better for you to understand which one really fits your personality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess what? You're a DJ regardless. You own a business or you do it for or you work for someone else. You're still a DJ.
Yeah.
Right. You're still a photographer, whether you're shooting pictures for your own company or you're shooting pictures for someone else's.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm finding even in the commercial space of the of video that on these larger jobs, like, dude, you're always contracted by someone else. So you're always calling to someone else. So even if you think you are a freelancer, like I'm a freelance director of photography, you're still calling to someone else.
Yeah.
So that's what's crazy.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. The landlord and Uncle Sam are like, freelance this. I got your freelancing right here. Like, just send in your money.
Yeah, exactly. Luke, you're pretty quiet up there, man. What do you got for us?
No, I'm actually listening because this is kind of an interesting topic here because I feel like I'm at that point now. I'm running everything. I'm being creative. I've got the 6 DJs, the photo booths, the lighting, and everything else that I'm doing. But I can't do it all and continue. So I need to, again, get that number 2 person to help out. And I don't mean in any disrespect, but I mean, like you were saying, I think that's key. Like I need to get back to delegating to people to handle the things that maybe I'm not the best at. Or, I might be, the problem is it's just spreading yourself thin, and that's the problem. And so, but I mean, again, it's been interesting to see, like, I think with the pandemic, we weren't busy and we weren't slow, and we were slow and we didn't have the busyness that we have again, and we had an office manager, and again, all that stuff just kind of went wayside. So now that I'm back, I don't have an office manager, and I'm feeling the pinch on that. And then also running, being the president of the Rhode Island Wedding Group and the coalition, and then a business, and then and having a family, it's on one person's shoulders. So I agree. I think that finding creativity. So that's why I've been quiet. I've been listening, taking in notes to myself, and trying to. I didn't come in here. Well, I always know coming to this show, there's always something that you take away. But my brain's starting to. It's in motion right now, so that's why I've been quiet. So
I don't think Luke is alone, and we're not hearing that with our clients. I think maybe if that's something where you guys might be able to help with that. Maybe this weekend or these next few days when you're together, you could see if there's a piece of that puzzle that you guys have that can help dispel the myths of the pinnacle to your career is to own your own business and all the decisions stop with you. Maybe we need to dispel that Yes, that's
Yeah.
true for some. And yes, your group can be part of helping people get to their next level as a solopreneur. And then there's others who, aren't as honest, like Luke's saying, I've spread too thin. I realized during the pandemic, there's too much in life. I want to enjoy things again. And yeah, I'm looking for that number 2, and nobody should be ashamed. And that's what we feel, that people are just feeling like they failed. There's just too much. There's a lot to do these days. It's not as easy as it used to be.
And I think the other thing, Renee, is sometimes it comes down to like, what is that step and how do you get there? And will you make the right decision, and will the investment or paying someone's salary, how will that affect you? That will that help us move ahead, or will that bring me down? Like all of those things are things that come in your mind. So again, I think it's, unless you've done it before, and I've had people come and go, and we've tried to do things to keep them, but again, I think I haven't found that perfect, either the person or just the formula. So I think, again, and I'm sure I'm not alone with that. Again, when you try to, I feel like we all think we can do the best job, and we're afraid that if someone won't be as passionate as the owner is. But I will say, my DJs that work for me, they're passionate. I mean, every DJ that's been with me has either stayed with me and retired, or they're still here with me. And so that, I think that is one thing that I've been able to be able to find that, I guess, the right formula that's worked for us. But beyond that, again, I'm still working on that magic formula. So
what
things on
everybody
that,
oh, go ahead,
sorry, Mark, I was going to say 2 things on that. Number one, I think that the affordability of different services out there to help you with like marketing, or help you with those different areas in your business side of things, not necessarily your creative side of things, but like your business side of things. You have to look at it as, when you start talking about this number 2, it doesn't even necessarily mean somebody that works within your company on a regular basis. It can be another service. It can be another company out there that provides a service that your business needs, that can take that off of your plate for you. So I think it's so important for everybody to realize that when we're talking about this, second person or this second entity, it doesn't have to be literally somebody who's on staff as a salary. And then secondly, I think that when I'm listening to what Luke is saying, and I'm looking at Frank, because I'm like, this is exactly what we're talking about wanting to do. When you say, I don't really know what that's going to look like, I don't really know how that's going to affect me. So our goal is, well, let's sit down and let's literally map out that and find that out, right? I'll let you talk more about that.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's exactly how the process works. I mean, somebody comes in, and when you're running your own business, when you're doing your own thing, right? Like, you're stuck within this box and you don't see it any different. And so if you've gotten comfortable doing something year after year and season after season for wedding professionals, then it all just continues to roll the same way. And you hear this cool idea over here, but you don't, that doesn't work for me for reason A or B, or I don't have that problem. That's not my issue. But then here you are just here for years and years and years, and you're not moving, right? You're just staying stagnant. I want this to get better. I want to make more money. I need more time. I need this or that, whatever the case may be. And what I think we want to bring to the table as a group is, we want to help you identify those things, and then we want to help you conquer those things through a process that lets you tell us what is it that you want, not what works for Frank, not what works for David or for Nick or for Mark, Renee, Luke. It's what works for you. Yeah, and then we're going to help.
I think our goal is like, we don't want to create a scenario where it's like, hey, we have this master class and come learn exactly how we did things and just do what we did, and you're going to get the same results. And I just think we want to stay away from that concept.
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't think it's I think it's misleading.
Yeah,
and I don't think it's realistic for the person who came seeking the assistance to make their situation different. You know, nobody's going to be the next fill in the blank.
Right.
Right. That person, whoever that is, can't teach you how to be them. You know,
too many variables. Too many
different things. Yeah. I mean, my experience of where I'm at right now is different than David's experience when David was where I was however many years ago, or your experience where you were. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you have to take in so many other factors other than just like, oh, let me look at what I did or where I'm at. You know what I mean?
Well, and to your point, like I didn't say, hey, here's how I ran my business and here's how you need to run your business. Right. It was kind of like, it was almost like being a parent and like saying, all right, I'm gonna this is so weird, but like I'm gonna have like this kid leash thing on you where I'm gonna let you go a certain distance, right? But I'm not gonna let you get so far away from me that you get lost.
Right.
But I want to let you
got to go out there,
kind of go out there and have those experiences, and then come back to me and tell me what those challenges were, and then let my experience help you learn how to overcome those challenges. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because one person's challenges aren't the next.
No.
And you have to experience failure too. It's not like you can't just like completely mow the lawn down and like, here you go. Like, dude, you have to experience the failure through that to grow as well, for sure.
Well, this has been a good chat. I love it. And I know, Mark and Renee, you guys only said you were able to stay around for a while. So
I think that ship sailed. I think that ship sailed. It's all fine. I got a new puppy, and they took care of my puppy duty. Apparently, my kids did.
What's the name of the puppy?
Yeah, what's the puppy's name?
Major.
Oh,
Major.
What type of dog is it?
He is a pit bull mix. We don't know what the other part of the mix is, but now when you get a puppy, they give you a DNA from a rescue. This rescue gave us a DNA test kit. So now the kit's free, but then to get the results.
Of course.
There's just a small fee.
Right.
$100.
For a small fee of $399.99, we can tell you exactly what type of dog
you can figure out what kind of mutt you have there.
Right.
See, that's not how it is in Virginia. We got a dog for my daughter about 1.5 years ago. It said Australian Shepherd mix. I take it to the vet, and the vet said, yeah, this isn't an Australian Shepherd. I think it's a plot hound.
Nice.
And I said, a plot hound, as in won't shut up. And here I am 1 year later,
That's crazy.
And the dog just howls at everything.
Wow.
Yeah, that dog is pretty loud. I have experienced that often. I'm on the phone with you.
Okay, have you gone to TikTok? Have you videoed the dog howling, put it on TikTok, and then people do the music? They do the music, and they do a mix. They write music to your dog's howl.
Well, that's
I haven't
crazy.
seen that. Do you know what the hashtag is? Just out of curiosity.
Give me a moment.
Yeah, DM me.
I love that.
Okay. If I don't find it, I'll let you know. It always comes up in my feed because I'm not on TikTok a lot because I need to be, but I'm not. But it always shows up because I always watch it. So the algorithm says she likes this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, where were your dogs were the hit of, like, they were.
My dogs were Vine famous. Yeah, you can go to Haas and Muffin, and you can. So now it's Haas and Major. I haven't changed the TikTok over to Haas, but I did have Haas and Muffin. They were Vine famous back in that day.
Wow.
Awesome.
Nick, you were Vine famous, weren't you?
Oh my gosh.
Too funny.
He said no, but I have a feeling there's a story behind that.
No, I just.
Oh, I thought.
I'm just talking.
Excited.
When I actually went viral
talking.
for a little bit. No story.
All right, so here's a question for everybody, real quick, then, and anybody can answer first. I'm curious, what's the next big thing in our industry?
In the industry.
Yeah, what's the next big thing in the wedding and events industry?
What do you mean, marketing wise, or selling a product wise, or what?
Or just anything.
Well, hopefully the next big thing is having some damn weddings. Like that would be a good start.
Actually working. Yeah, actually working. Well, post COVID stuff though. Okay. Post COVID stuff. And I wouldn't say marketing and selling. I would say, like, what do you think we're going to see at events that we haven't seen yet? Maybe that's a better way to ask the question.
I think you're going to see, like, I mean, how far in the future are we talking here?
Well, whatever.
I could see having, like, complete blown out like 1920s style like rager events. Like bring out the lights, bring out the entire LCD screens and CO2 cannons, and I want your best video package. I think people really want to party, and I think we're going to see something similar like we saw in the 20s, where it was almost like a liberation of kind, where people want to like really get crazy and have a good time.
That'd be cool.
I mean, from what I'm hearing on Clubhouse, the next big thing is going to be literally edibles at weddings.
Yeah,
actually, because there was a lot of talk about that recently in a couple of rooms that I was in. The liability around catering by providing those foods, like the amounts of THC in the food,
right,
and based on what the bride and groom may want versus.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was actually a really interesting conversation.
Well,
I never thought
we
about
forget.
it.
I mean, David and I being in Florida, like it's still illegal for recreational use. So, but somewhere in California,
right,
or Colorado or something like that, yeah, I mean, it's totally legal. Like,
but in California, I was in a clubhouse room, and I think our wedding planners had said you cannot have alcohol and marijuana at the same event. You have to pick one or the other.
Oh,
that makes sense.
I think we were in the same room, Renee.
That makes sense.
That's crazy.
Was that the room was that the room, not to throw people under the bus, was that the room where the cake baker that baked with cannabis, who had quite obviously been sampling her handiwork all afternoon?
Nice.
I think that was the same room. Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, that's crazy. That's really crazy to me, because I guess we're so far removed from it. That's like, that doesn't even cross my mind, honestly.
Right.
So
yeah.
But that's really insane. Like, hey, have some brownies at our wedding.
Yeah, July 1, Virginia, it's legal for recreational use up to a certain point, and actually somebody else from Virginia brought it up, and then that's when the conversation spiraled, and some caterer from California, just like Mark said, came up and started really detailing out some of the liability. And I think the other person who was responding a lot was Merrill, who was talking about like all the liability based around, if I do this, what am I liable for as a caterer?
Right.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure. I think there are some laws, maybe some, I could be totally off on this, but that you can't consume it in public spaces. Unless that's a private space. I mean, would that be classified as a private space? I don't really know.
Speaking of Meryl, did anybody ever hear from her after she was out traipsing in the woods earlier today?
She was in a room, and I didn't have a chance. On my way here, she was in a room, and I didn't have a chance to ask her.
We were on Clubhouse earlier today doing a room, and Meryl just popped in the room, and she's like, I'm out in the woods with my sisters or something like this right now.
But they've left me, and I'm stuck in the middle of the woods. All I see is trees.
All I see is trees and animals. And we're like,
all right. She unmutes herself, and she starts screaming, and then she drops to the audience.
Oh, that was funny. Oh, God, that was funny.
Oh,
Luke,
well, she came down.
I'm sorry?
I was just going to say, any ideas on what's the next big thing we're going to see at events?
I'm not. I mean, I definitely can talk with Nick's side of things. People are like looking for either these big, anything that you can. Like, what do you've got? I mean, I'm looking at adding Cold Sparks to the repertoire of what we're doing. People are just looking for anything. I mean, we did Dancing in the Clouds again on Saturday night for a theme. So people are looking for a lot of extra items. And then on the flip side, I have people that are like, you know what? I like these little intimate weddings, these smaller weddings of 25, 50 people. So I'm seeing those, and not because of COVID, but just because they just are, they kind of been to one and they thought, wow, this was nice. This was quiet. This was intimate. And maybe we'll throw out like tons of food. Like last night they had course after course after course. I mean, it was, by the time they got to the main course, they weren't even hungry. But I mean, I'm seeing that as a trend as well, for us here. But what's funny, Frank, when you mentioned the THC, it's not legal here in Rhode Island yet. It's something that they're working on currently, but in Massachusetts, and Rhode Island's small, so literally, I'm literally the next town over to Massachusetts. If I go a mile down the road, I've got a store that I can literally walk into and buy edibles or whatever. I can. It's crazy. So it's completely legal here. in Massachusetts, but I haven't seen it incorporated in weddings or events yet. So I'm wondering, that could be something that is on the table for Massachusetts and possibly in Rhode Island. So, but I don't know how that all will work. But that's interesting that you mentioned that. So.
One of the things that was said in that room that Frank and I were in, and Mark, was the caterers and the venues would have to also, I guess, assume a level of liability, and they're not willing, especially the caterer, because of ingesting food and the right amounts. And they were saying you have to like hand it out, like you get one of these, and you don't get two of these or whatever. And so the caterers are just not interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would think the same thing there. I think that that's part of it is a liability when it looks at that. But I could see where some other type of, I don't know. When you started mentioning about how many portions that someone's going to take, you can definitely picture people taking advantage of that and getting to a point where it could get interesting, to say the least. And how people react. So,
and first time user compared to, a 5-year user, it's going to be two totally different reactions.
Exactly. So it's interesting that they talked about that and discussed it, but I mean, to where it will go and what lengths, I mean, unless someone can get creative and take some of the liability and put it in a place where it can be monitored, and I don't know, but it is interesting that you mentioned that. But I don't beyond that. I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen anything that caught my eye. That's like, oh wait, this is gonna be the biggest thing yet. Like with like I know the mirror booth was big for us, and there are certain things that were kicking off, and yeah, I can't say I've seen anything, but I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people were creative this past year, and there's a lot of trade shows and events coming up that I'm looking forward to attending to see what's out there. To kind of, because couples and businesses are looking for ways to add. I mean, I still have a corporate event that we're doing that they want to include Zoom and stuff like that for the people that, again, still may not be there. Because a lot of the corporate stuff, though it's coming back very slowly, and that's the last to come back, I still think we still need to figure out a way to keep them there, because they feel like the liability, if they're going to have an event, that they need to keep people safe. They don't want it to fall back on them. So I know, David, we were talking about that too. Even everyone thought, hey, Florida's open, the Wild Wild West, but you guys were having issues even doing corporate stuff yourself, right?
Yeah. I mean, and that I don't think that hybrid component is probably ever going to go away for a while. I think that people have discovered that this is not such a bad thing after all. And if as long as they don't host it in this house with the internet, like I think hybrid events would be super cool.
Think about how much time it saves.
Yeah,
I don't have to go to California anymore to go have that meeting, or oh wow, it just saved the company a lot of money, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be a lot of those virtual changes for sure.
And I think that's an area that our industry will be affected in a very positive way.
Yeah.
For people that are prepared and ready for it.
Speaking about what Luke was saying about things coming out, it got me thinking that, those people that are creating the newest thing have had an extra year to, those creative people that are thinking what the trend is. And, Cater Source, this special event is in July in Miami this year. And if you have never been, you guys there in Jacksonville and St. Augustine, you guys need to maybe consider going down to that this year. It's the middle of July. Just go to the website and check out. It's off the hook. You want to talk about sensory overload. Yeah. And that's where I think of all the years, this would be the year to go to see what is there.
And we all know that Jacksonville is just right up the street from Miami.
Oh, stop!
It's a hop, skip, and a jump. Yeah. I can jump on my beach cruiser and be there in like 12 weeks.
I know, it's what 10 hours away, or
It's
more.
all
I
good.
know.
Well, I think it's going to be exciting to see what
Yeah.
happens. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think that so I feel hopefully people have been able to take this time during COVID and really kind of look in the mirror and really, I mean, some people have had no choice, but forced to make a decision. But the people that have made the decision that I want to make my business work and I want to make my business grow, I hope that those people are serious about understanding that they can't do it on their own and understanding that they've got to figure out how to budget not only money, but budget an open mind approach to understanding that I can't do this on my own. And I think maybe this time frame where, you know, you've had a lot of time to think, hopefully, you know, people have kind of thought about that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's very prophetic.
Thank you. Did you say pathetic?
No, I said prophetic.
I'm just kidding. Well, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and thank you all again for joining us on the show. We are going to spend the next, 40 hours or 36 or 72 hours or whatever, really working hard to put some stuff together that we hope people are going to love.
Yeah.
And we have, I mean, Luke and I have known each other. I don't even think we could pinpoint the exact time that we met each other. It just feels like we've always been in each other's lives. And it's so cool to be able to have him be a part of this show tonight. And then Mark and Renee, when we met, when Frank and I heard both of you all speak on Clubhouse, we were like, yep, they're going to be a part of what we're doing one day, if they want to be. We hope they do. But one way or another, they're going to be a part of what we're doing because they resonate with where we come from. And so we're you know, it's cool how the universe works. And you all three were able to be on here with us tonight. And so that's awesome. And we appreciate the fact that you were.
Yeah, we want to thank everybody who sent videos in as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're sorry that we couldn't get to all of them.
Yeah.
Because the internet is great here.
Yeah.
So good that we just, couldn't do it.
Maybe what we'll do is maybe if we have a videographer, we could find one that could maybe edit the good parts of maybe what came out of this show in with those videos, and then we'll put that on YouTube.
Do we have a video?
Okay, you've got way too more important things to do this weekend. You got to do, you've got stuff to make happen. I have a feeling that this episode may not make it into Evergreen, but that is okay. Well,
that's a very valid and fair point. Yes.
Valid point.
Well, with that being said, those of you all that are still watching and stuck around for all of our beep boop beep boop boop, we thank you for that. It was much appreciated. And Luke, Renee, and Mark, seriously, we love you guys to death. Thank you for spending the last hour and 20 minutes with us. And we look forward to spending much more time with you. And more importantly, look forward to hopefully, if not 2022, probably 2023, this space here having more live bodies like you all in it with us. So we're excited about that.
All right, for now, you guys go down to 5 points and act like you're 21 again. That's the big place there where you are.
I love the thank you.
I know, that's so cool.
That's awesome.
All right, we're gonna sign off and get to work over here. Thank you all so much again for watching and joining us tonight and supporting Wedding Business Growth. And we look forward to revealing to you what we come up with. With that said,
appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Go do good stuff in the world. We'll see you next
Frank,
time.
you want to do your Clubhouse thing?
Am I doing a Clubhouse closure?
What the hell? Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to send this episode of Wedding Business Growth off. So if everybody would please make their way down the hallway to the right, pick up a pack of bubbles from the catering staff. Yeah, why not bubbles? Let's go with bubbles. We're going to send this room off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thanks, everybody.